So I got this Groot here, and he's not very stable. His feet are not. This foot is like not really on the ground, so he's very unstable. And he's actually fallen and broken his arm. So I'm just gonna make a little base for him, just real quick. So all I'm gonna do is I got this little cardboard stock I bought on Amazon. It's just I forget what it's called, but it's basically like the stuff you find in the back of a notebook. So if you don't have you don't have to buy this on Amazon. You can just scavenge from an old notebook or something, and this will give him a base. So we're not going to do very massive. We're just going to kind of give him a little something to stand on. And now what I'm going to do is actually let me try something here. So basically, I'm just going to kind of cut this randomly. A couple passes will get you through it. You don't have to be exact. I mean, you're probably going to shave this down a little bit and sand the edges and stuff, so don't really have to be 100% precise. Plus the pattern was totally random that I drew around him, so that really doesn't affect it at all. Alright, so there's that. Probably easier ways to get this done. Alright. Always keeping my fingers away from the cut area. I want to cut my fingers. Now this board that I'm using here is just a cutting board you can get on Amazon. I think they're about $20 or $30, but it'll let you cut through your table without messing your craft table up. I have this piece of glass here too that I really liked using, but it's just a little too slippery. The mat holds the cardboard a little bit better, so it's not so slippery. Alright. So just gonna make a couple more passes through this. Alright, now I'm just going to take a file and I'm just going to kind of file the edge here just to kind of give it that round. There was one little rounded edge I got there. I don't know how that is going to work. Alright, now we're going to just take this and we're just going to knock the straight edge off the top there. We're going to give it a little bit of a curve here too. And get it back from the other side so you kind of don't fray the board too much. Alright, just knocking that edge off a little bit. Alright, a little bit around there. Around there. Around there. Alright. So now that we got this, what we're going to do is we're going to, where's Groot? Alright, Groot can sit right there like that. So we're going to make his board a little terrainy, so we're going to put a little bit of grass and stuff in there. So what I'm actually going to do first is I'm just going to glue him to this. Now you could probably use super glue, but I really like tacky glue. So I'm just going to use some tacky glue. And we're just going to put some tacky glue on here. And that should be good enough to hold him on there. Just going to get his feet all looked up that glue. Alright, so now normally you could wait for him to dry a little bit, but what I'm actually going to do is make this a big pain in the ass for myself. I'm going to put some flocking on it now while he's standing there. So I'm just going to kind of cover the area in glue. We're putting here glue. Alright. Put this back. Okay. So since that's a little random, I'm gonna just spread it out here. And kinda go into the edge, but not quite. I like this glass plate I have here, and basically what it is, it's the door or the window from a entertainment center. I took the doors off because I kept banging my head on them, so I thought, what's the best way to keep from banging my head on the damn door? So I just took them off, and then I was like, I gotta throw these away, and I thought, well, I don't really want to throw the glass away because it's kind of nice. Maybe I'll use it for something. Typical friggin' hoarder. So I thought, well, let me cover the edges in it so I don't cut myself. So once I covered the edges in it, I thought, man, that'd be a great thing to glue on or paint on. And then I've got a razor blade underneath here that I keep underneath here so I can clean it. So once it gets full of paint, glue, and soldering adhesive and flux and all that stuff, I just take the blade and just clean it off, throw it in the trash, and I'm done. Alright, now I've got a little bottle that holds my glue paint brushes. Alright, now this is Woodland Scenics coarse turf. You could probably use fine turf too, you could get away with that as well. But this stuff is pretty easy and it kind of matches his color. So we're just gonna kind of cover him with this stuff. And I'll just kind of pat it down a little bit. And we're gonna pick him up and give it a shake. Alright, just tap it a little bit. So we don't want a whole lot of loose stuff on there. Alright. And that's pretty much it. And he's got a little bit over there. So we can get some of that to come off. Pretty simple video, but this was just something that was kind of annoying me about the little bobblehead that I got. So I thought I'd just make a little base for him. Now, I've got some lichen up here. Let me see if I can just throw a couple pieces of that on there too, maybe a few rocks. So I've got some other stuff from Woodland Scenics that I bought from the hobby shop. So what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of this glue, stick it right there. And then maybe just a little bit here. This is probably not the best way to do this, but we're doing it anyway. Alright, so I'm just going to take a small little clump of this lichen. I'm just going to tack it in there like that so it stays. And then we'll press down this glue a little bit here in the front so that I can add a little bit more rocks than just a little spot. And so just kind of sticking that there. Okay. And now I'll just take a pinch of rocks, put them there, pat them down just a touch, and then tap him off. And that's about it. I mean, they say less is more in these situations, so we're not going to go too crazy, but that's pretty much it. Let's just get these bottles out of the way so you can see. But that's Groot's new little stand there. Lichen in the back. And that's it. So now he won't tip over when I smack him around or when I shake the table. So that's decent. And then, like I said, I've got this little edge blade. Not that I need it for this project, but it does scrape the table pretty nicely. Keep it clean. Alright, that's it. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.